Morning, everyone. It is morning. Okay, this has been a long awaited job and I'm hoping we can do it today, but the weather is not looking promising. In the garage, beneath my bed back there, there is a MaxxFan, including of a Max shade as well with it, and this was given to me courtesy of Leisure Vehicle Services. I will talk more about them at the end of the video. So now I need to replace this really old NAF skylight. I fitted it 2016, 2017. It hasn't leaked, but it's NAF. It doesn't open properly. And I want a way of being able to draw air in and out. If it's too hot in here, I want to be able to take air out. If you want fresh air in, you can bring fresh air in, but mainly it's going to be an extractor for the heat that builds up in here and for when you're cooking. So I'm desperate to do that. So I've come to my good friend Darren's house. If you don't know Darren is the organizer, the guy that started up the South Central Facebook group. If you don't know about that, I'll put a link in the description down below. You can go and join. We have about 4 or 5 meets a year. Darren, myself, and 2 other chaps we organise these events, and yeah, they're fantastic. Hundreds of vans, hundreds of people. So it's make sure you're part of that group. All right, I'm going to film as much of this install as I can today. It may just be footage with me talking over it. But yeah, it's probably going to be a slightly different size to that, so there's going to be a little bit of cutting, customizing the roof space. We're going to use mastic ceiling strip and Sigaflex probably. And I've got to run the cables, some electrical cables, because it's got a fan on it, and the shade has got lights on it as well. So I've been looking forward to this job and not looking forward to this job as well. It's going to be fiddly, but hopefully worth it. Alright, see you in a bit. Look at the state of this roof. Okay, so as is most things, nothing's ever simple, is it? So before, I did have one solar panel across the front there and the other panel here, but that just wouldn't have worked with this skylight. We had to cut the bars. Can you see them bars there and there? We've cut them, and Darren's going to weld a bar in this way and this way to give it the support back. The skylight, the MaxxFan, is so big it comes way back to here. So what we've done is we've bolted the 2 solar panels together, and we're going to put them in the middle of the van going this way. We need to weld those bars on first, then we can fit the solar panels on. Then to get the skylight in, Darren thinks it's the easiest thing to do is, because the roof's all dented in where someone has walked on it in the past, I want to cut a massive hole, cut that whole square out. I don't know if you can see that whole square, and put a whole sheet, a bit of alley sheet there instead. That way we can fit the skylight onto the sheet down on the ground, or at least the surround for it. It will make sense as we go along, but it's going to be another weekend. So MaxxFan welding, MaxxFan skylight, solar panels in the middle, and the back will be like a bit of decking space. It's always like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. We had this ladder down on the floor. I was using that, and it slid off the roof of the van and smashed that wing mirror completely off. I've taped it on there for now, but yeah, so annoying. So yeah, this skylight isn't getting fitted today, but we've prepped for it. So we've adjusted the roof rack so the skylight will fit, the MaxxFan will fit. Panels are bolted together. Darren wants to make a frame for me at some point with this, a frame for the 2 solar panels, and we're going to get some linear actuators and make it pivot or tilt upwards. That's the plan anyway. But yeah, the state of this roof is shockingly bad from the previous owners just walking all over it, and it's filthy green. So at some point, I know I'm doing this the wrong order, at some point I want to clean this as best as I can and just slop some paint all over it. Make it look a bit smarter, but it's going to be mostly covered up with decking and solar panels. Next time I see you will probably be in a few weeks in this clip. So I think now we're going to jump a couple of weeks into the future, and you can see us tackling. Oh no, I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'll show you what the roof rack looks like once we're done today, and then we're going to jump into the future. All right, see you in a bit. There we go. I think we are done for the day. Let's see how far we got. 2 solar panels in the middle now. The hole in the roof rack cut and welded, making space for the MaxxFan that's going to go in there. I don't think I'm going to have space for a decking area really. Maybe. It's only a little space. I was going to have a flap so you can get out from the bed area, but that's not going to happen. Just put some decking here and I can come up and chill if I want to. Need to clean this roof and paint it all, and Darren wants to make a frame for these, so that, and you know, make them hinged with actuators, so we'll see if that comes into fruition. But I need to do a bit of painting, paint this roof rack. Good morning everyone. Beautiful sunny day. I am at Darren's once again, and he wants to cut a massive hole in my roof. So let's show you what it looks like before. Oh, he's got the lid off already. There it is, that's the old skylight. Get rid of that. Hello, Daz.
Hello.
Because this roof's been walked on, ignore all these rust patches. That was my fault, I didn't paint it, so I'm going to grind them down and paint them today. This is the modification that we did to the roof rack to fit the skylight. There's a lot of cables up here that need to be neatened off and stuff. But yes, we're going to cut, because it's been walked on before, it's been dented, there's loads of different contours and shapes to avoid. Daz wants to cut the whole thing out and replace it with a sheet of steel that we bought yesterday. So I'll show you that when we've cut the massive hole. That is a whopping great big panel to cut out of the roof. So it's uncovered a few issues. So we have cut the massive hole in the roof. And we've got these ribs that I cut through before to fit that skylight. So yeah, Darren's told me that wasn't a good idea, but that's done now. So we're going to need to cut off these 2 pieces here in order for our metal sheet to sit onto this flat surface here. What's the next step then, Darren?
Measure the size we need to cut.
Yeah.
Cut out the new sheet steel, cut the corners, and then we'll fit the MaxxFan into the panel first.
I need to cut out a bigger square out my cladding.
You do, yes.
So I need to, yeah. Once the hole's cut in the metal, we'll put the metal in place, yeah, and then I can mark.
Yeah, where the skylight's
yeah,
gonna go.
Darren's gonna show us how you measure the curve. He'll tell you more about it. What's it called? Measuring the angle?
Measuring the diameter, sorry, the radius of the
radius of the curve.
So we put a piece of steel along the straight edge, so here and then there.
Yeah.
And then I measured from a point where I think it's
starting the curve.
The curve starts. So the curve starts about there. So we measure that there. I always put it on 10 to get a better measurement. So it's about 125. But I want it to be a little bit in, so I'm making it 130.
Oh, okay.
So we measured that
at 130.
At 130, and that's our.
That's how you get the radius. So we'll go down and show you how he marks that up. Clever boy, isn't he?
So we measure our 130. In the corner, we get our first point. In the corner, we get our second point.
And you're making a cross there.
There's our cross there. And from there, we scribe round.
Scribe the radius.
Then what we do is we
highlight that.
Put on the outside of the curve.
and then we cut it out. Now we do need to cut out these ribs because they stick up a bit, but just offering it on there for size.
I think that's hooker.
That'll do, pig.
So we cut out the hole for the MaxxFan.
Cut the hole out, then use that hole to mark my cladding and stuff on the inside.
Yeah.
Then we'll fit we're gonna etch primer it. Paint it, put the skylight in. Yeah.
And we're going to use mastic tape and sticker effects on the outside, and every
Rivets.
use pop rivets to hold it in place.
Pop rivets waterproof then when you
Yeah.
you put the rivets in.
Well,
Is it going through the tape?
yeah. When it clamps it all together.
You don't put a dollop of sticker effects on the rivet?
You could put some sticker effects on the top just to, well, when you give it a coat of paint. So.
Sweet. Look at the precision measuring that Darren's done. That is our centre hole for the skylight. So we're going to fit the skylight, or we're going to cut the hole, etch prime, fit the skylight in this, and then we're going to lift the whole thing and put it in there, but we need to grind out some of those ribs that are remaining. So this will sit flush, but look at that. Look at that. I'm learning a lot from Darren. He's my teacher. I'm like a heathen. I keep, oh, let me just cut this, let me just use this. And he's like, nope, I've got an idea. Yeah. Scribe, I was just going to use my jigsaw.
Like using a jigsaw with a wood blade to cut steel.
What? That's all I've got.
What can you say?
So what are you checking now?
So as the steel plate can't go straight in because of the roof rack's in the way, you have to drop it in and turn it. I'm just making sure that when the MaxxFan plate is on, it'll turn as well.
Yeah.
Like that. And we can drop it into place. It can, yes.
Yeah.
It's a very thin blade.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put too much pressure on it because it could like just shatter.
I want to see if it goes in.
Well, let's dress it first. Nice. Drop it in place. Come on, it's square.
Oh yeah, the curve. We didn't think about. Currently making a frame for the inside of the skylight. Wood glue, screws. Yeah, using one of these right angle clamps. Heavy. One wooden frame sits on there
perfectly.
Very nice. What's the next step?
We now put the plate on the top, drill the holes, ready for etch prime.
Etch primer.
This. We also need to drill the holes on the inside.
Okay.
That match that. So we need to drill
Those holes.
Ready for
through the metal.
to screw into the wood.
You can't just use self-tappers. Will they get through to steel or not?
I'd rather drill the pallet holes first. It'll go straight through that into the wood.
Okay.
Clamp the hole together.
Nice. So yeah, we're going to be using 44 rivets. So we've marked an even measurement all the way in. So we've got 44 rivets all the way around. Darren's just drilling the holes for those. Perfect.
And then we can etch primer and paint the panel.
Etch prime and paint it, yeah. The reason we're painting it black is because the roof is going to be black. But I don't want to hear all the comments about, oh, you'll be hotter in there if you paint it black. Just leave it out, I don't care. It's going to be black. So yeah, we're using some of this military paint. It's going to be a whole episode of painting this van soon. This van is going to be it's going to go under a huge transformation. That's nice, that roller. It's even a nice effect actually. So just on a second coat on this. It's just drying, getting bits blown on it. Should have painted it inside, but it doesn't matter. I'll brush it off when it's done. It's only the roof of the van, who sees it? So yeah, then I'm gonna, oh man, we're gonna put it in place soon. It's getting exciting now. Didn't film it, but we put a load of mastic sealing strip around the flange of this piece here, which is the inside frame, which is the MaxxFan itself bolts onto at the end. So Darren got a little bit covered in a bit of sawdust, haven't you?
I think yes. I'm absolutely covered in this stuff.
We've just used a router to go on the inside of the cladding and cut the hole out.
Great tool.
Yeah, I want a one-handed router. But look at the van. Oh my goodness, Darren, what have you done?
Made a mess.
You have. Right, I've got a cable in here, goes into this cupboard. That's going to power the fan. I did have 2 lights here and here, but it's just too much of a mission now to get lights. So I'm just cut them off. I've still got 4 ceiling lights back there, plus all the under lights under here. But now I think we can put the inside bit in. Is it the inside bit next or the outside bit?
Outside then.
So we still need to stick a flex around the edge of the sheet, right?
Yeah.
That! I have a MaxxFan. It's only taken me about 5 years. Sweet. We'll chuck some power on it. We'll chuck some power on it and see if it works. Really quickly wired it up just to see if it works. That's that lifted up and the fan coming on. And obviously you can go faster with the fan. How good is that? Oh, really tested it out. That's gonna suck some air out, isn't it? And then if you wanted to blow it in, okay, close. Oh, that is cool! MaxxFans are old news now, but I haven't had one, so I'm pretty excited by that. How do we put this inside bit in then? Right.
Yeah. How's it stay? Yeah, it stays. And then you pop it out.
Yeah. I think you've got to keep hold of it.
Yeah.
Super smart, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
There we go. That is how we fitted the MaxxFan. Still got a lot of tidying up to do, run the cables properly. Oh, I'm so chuffed with that. Right, I hope you can hear me because I got my heater on, but yeah, that MaxxFan is in, it's working, and I've lived with it now for a couple of weeks. I've been in here cooking and I've had that sucking out all the steam. I mean, to most of you guys, you'll know how good these MaxxFans are. They're really good. So yeah, they've been sucking out all the cooking from, all the steam from when I've been cooking, boiling the kettle, it will just go straight out there. And yeah, if you're feeling a bit hot in here, well, if you're feeling hot in here, you have it sucking out. So the hot air that gathers at the top where your head is usually, that can get all sucked out. But if you do want it to blow air in, they're fantastic. So I got this MaxxFan from Leisure Vehicle Services. Leisure Vehicle Services are a trade supplier to the leisure industry. I've got the website here, I'm looking at it. It's a very nice website. You can go on their website. I'll leave a link down in the video description down below. You can go on there and look through all the parts and products. Like for instance, let me just have a look. So they sell roof vents, like the MaxxFan. You got roof lights, big skylights, air conditioners, seating accessories, swivel bait plates, gas lockers, safes, water heaters and more. Go on their website, it's in the description down below. Yeah, like I said, they are a trade supplier, so they can direct you to a more local place to you to order these parts from. Yeah, so thank you to them. Love my MaxxFan. It has taken me a long time from receiving it to fitting it. Massive thank you to my good friend Darren. Darren Thrower is a legend. He's helped me do so much on my van. Thank you, Daz. Love my MaxxFan. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please subscribe, it really helps me out a lot. And I will see you in next week's video. Take care.